When your name is called as the number one pick in the NBA draft, you know your life is never going to be the same again. For Derrick Rose, that moment was the beginning of a journey that would take him from the court to the heights of fame and back again. But behind the headlines and highlights, there's a story that few people really know. A story of grit, determination, and sacrifice. This is the story of a young man who overcame impossible odds to become one of basketball's most celebrated players. This is the story of Derrick Rose, and it's one that you won't want to miss. From the start, it was clear that Rose had a natural talent for the game. Born in 1988, Rose grew up on the south side of the Windy City, where gang violence and poverty were the daily realities of life. Despite this tough upbringing, Rose found solace and sanctuary when he picked up a basketball at a young age. Even as a kid, he was the one out on the courts, honing his skills and perfecting his craft. And as he got older, he began to attract the attention of recruiters, eager to secure his signature for their schools. Ultimately, Rose decided that he would stay close to home, attending the University of Memphis. It was at Memphis that Rose really started to shine. His quickness, agility, and incredible athleticism allowed him to do things on the court that often left his opponents scratching their heads.
Young guys do not earn your praise easily. But there was clearly a respect on the court while you were going after him and he was going after you from that first game. And last year too, something happened, something impressed you about him. What was it, though?
Well, I mean, I can tell when a player truly wants to be better, when a player truly wants to improve. And I respect that about them. And I admire that. And because that was a quality that I had when I was a kid growing up. And that being said, I mean, I've seen improvement in this game from last year to this year. He has a long range ball now. He can squat behind the pick and shoot. He can pull up off the dribble and shoot. Him getting to the rim obviously goes unquestioned. So seeing that improvement shows me that he's putting the time into the gym. And I certainly respect that.
He led his team to the NCAA championship game and was named the most outstanding player of the tournament. Rose was in a league of his own, and it was only a matter of time before he reached the pinnacle of his profession. It was clear that a star was born.
Here goes Rose again, flies in, it's 2 games. Again, just really well.
My colleague Missy Isaacson actually got Michael on the phone a couple hours ago, and he had this to say about you. I'm very happy for him. The Bulls deserve an all-star. He is a very special player. He will represent Chicago well. Congratulations to him and the Bulls. Hearing that from him, what does that make you feel like?
I wish I could have recorded that conversation. I wish I could record it. For him to say that, it's crazy. That's crazy right there.
Rose was selected as the number 1 overall pick by the Chicago Bulls. Immediately, he endeared himself to the city with his competitive spirit, work ethic, and humble nature. He was a breath of fresh air for a franchise that had long been mired in mediocrity. In his time with the Bulls, Rose became an icon in his hometown. He led them to the playoffs every year, won the NBA's coveted Most Valuable Player Award in 2011, and even took them to the Eastern Conference Finals. His teammates loved him, coaches respected him, and his fans, they adored him. But then, disaster struck.
There may be no highlight or video clip that former players want to see less than the one you just saw right there of Derrick Rose, first game of the playoffs, blowing out his left knee, torn ACL. Reggie, when you saw that happen, when you watch something like that, what's hitting you in the gut?
So when he went down and the camera focused on his face, right then and there, because he's never really had a major injury throughout his whole career, AAU, high school, college, whatever. You could see on his face that it was something serious.
Guys are coming back in every sport from ACL, so there's no doubt he's going to be okay in terms of his recovery. But how much of the explosion will he lose, and how can he?
How much up here?
Yeah.
How much up here is really going to? He does that move how many times a game? 20, 30?
To be able to make that move and just explode. It's mental, but it's about having the confidence. Okay, my knee I think for him, the big question is now, do you change your approach to the game? Do you change your game? I mean, is he going to become more of a facilitator? Can he? Can he think the game? Can he play the game? You know, you don't think about those moves, Chuck. I think for him, you know, how do you land? And do you go full speed? And that's going to be the big difference, I think, for Derrick Rose.
Injuries began to pile up, and Rose struggled to stay healthy. His body began to betray him, and his time on the court became scarce. He was forced to sit out entire seasons, and his once bright future was suddenly in doubt. It was a dark time for Bulls fans, who feared that the city's hero might never be the same. But then, a strange thing happened. Against all the odds, Rose returned to the court, determined to reclaim his throne. He bounced around the league, from New York to Cleveland, Minnesota to Detroit, and back to New York.
It's high. The way I look at it within myself, why not? Why can't I be the MVP of the league? Why can't I be the best player in the league? I don't see why. Why can't I do that?
But no matter where he went, his dedication and passion for the game remained unshakable.
Our community, we don't care how many times Derrick get hurt. Like, that's a part of life. That's a part of being a basketball player. And we never saw a downside. We never thought about the slope.
But as a Bulls fan, what did you think of kind of the rise and fall, like what happened with Derrick, and seeing how high he went and then how low things got?
I mean, Derrick had no lows. He didn't, because he still maintained. Derrick is a legend, no matter what. We always wanted him to come back. That was the most important thing, is Derrick coming back. We're his family, and we just loved every time he came back.
Unshakable. Even though he wasn't playing at the same level as in his prime, fans still flocked to see him play, desperate to catch a glimpse of their hometown hero. Today, Derrick Rose is still going strong in the league, proving that his determination and spirit are just as powerful as his basketball skills. He has become a symbol of hope for those who have faced adversity, an icon of perseverance in the face of hardship. Derrick Rose is more than just a basketball player. He is an inspiration to millions, a hero to those who dream of greatness. His journey has been one filled with trials and tribulations, but he never gave in to despair. Instead, he found the strength in his struggles and emerged stronger than ever before. And as he laces up his sneakers, steps out onto the court, and begins to dance again, we can't help but marvel at the sheer beauty of watching a true legend in action. Thank you so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, we'd really appreciate it if you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you stay notified every time that we post new videos. And until next time, take care.